Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
Stranger, how are you?
I know. It has been 4 years.
I feel like 2 weeks, right?
Well, we recorded really early last week, and then we're recording really late this week.
Wow.
So it's
and
like
we
a week
skipped
and a half.
Sunday.
What do you mean we skipped
I didn't
Sunday?
see you Sunday because...
Oh, yeah, because you abandoned our family with the stomach flu.
You're welcome. Trust me, you did not want the terror that came through our house.
Yeah, no, I have been in constant, am I sick or am I paranoid? I've been very nervous about it.
Oh, man, I really hope you're just paranoid. Because
I'm fine. I feel good now. Oh, knock on wood. Oh, man, I finally let my guard down. If you bring it to me now, I will never forgive you.
Oh, man, there is just nothing that humbles you like the stomach bug. You know,
yeah, that's rough.
You feel like you got your shit together, like you're rocking out, and
then you find out you literally do not have your shit together.
Literally do not have your shit together, nor the capability to hold it in. Yeah, it was gnarly. So hit the whole family.
Gnarly was a really visual word. I didn't like it.
I meant it. I meant it to be visual. I meant it to have an impact. Yeah, it was a rough weekend, but we survived. So here we are.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear. Not my biggest fear, but it's really high up there is ever getting the stomach flu, bug or anything. It's just miserable.
There's nothing you can't have a conversation. You can't have a thought.
Yeah.
It is all consuming.
Yeah. And then this is probably too much. I won't say it.
Let's say it. We can edit it out if it's too much.
Not only do you have the internal pain of my stomach is awful and I feel like I'm going to throw up and I am throwing up and all this stuff. But then your butthole actually hurts.
Yeah.
It's raw.
And then there are messes. It is everything.
Have you ever had to use diaper rash cream on your own ass?
Yeah.
As an adult? Yeah. It's very humbling.
I will say, luckily, this stomach bug hit just a little bit in that direction. It was mainly vomiting in the household.
I don't know if that's better or worse because really I hate throwing up, but then you don't have the diaper rash.
Yeah, that's true. There's always a silver lining. Very, very thin silver lining.
My silver lining is that I avoided it somehow.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Yeah, I don't know how because I drive that little germ dude all over the place.
Yeah, you do. Thanks for taking my germy kid everywhere. But I noticed you were living your best life while I'm dying. Every time I look over, your van is gone. You're gallivanting around the world. I'm like, what is going on?
I did. I thought you were going to say you saw me drinking mimosa on my front porch.
That happened too. I'm like, you're a bitch.
I did. It was so good. It was a delicious mimosa. I've never had a mimosa on my front porch.
Oh, well, you should do it more often.
I think it's a new Sunday tradition. It was delightful.
Nice. You were also a little tipsy.
I was a little tipsy.
I left and you were drinking the mimosa and then I came back and later on you were back out there, I think.
No, it was all one time. You came out and you said, "You okay?" And I said,
"Oh yeah.
Yep, I'm a little drunk."
Oh, it was cute. I wish I could have joined you, but I was in no state.
I wouldn't have let you.
Good.
Not for your own benefit, but for mine. I can't remember anything I did this weekend. Oh, I went to a girls' night, game night on Friday. Saturday, I did something.
We all did something.
Maybe I didn't. I have no idea what I did Saturday. It's been days. It's Thursday now at the time of us recording. I have no idea. Sunday, I had brunch. Oh, girl, my sourdough life is exploding. I made discard sourdough cinnamon buns.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
No, they were the best cinnamon buns I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
I was a little nervous. I could post a picture. They did not look good. At least not before I baked them. One of them looked like it had a big nipple, like a huge... when you just first start breastfeeding.
Those are my favorite
and your
nipples.
They're freakish. They're they're startling.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that cinnamon roll looked like. I was like, I don't know about these guys. But I baked them and they were so good.
Yeah. Did they look like nipples when they came out?
I don't think so.
A little less nipply?
They were less nipply for sure.
Okay.
And then you just covered them with icing.
Somehow that doesn't seem as appetizing to me.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Yeah, I just got a really dirty joke in my head because we were talking about nipples and then we covered them with icing. And then I'm going to move on And I'm not gonna entertain it. And then what else did I do?
I really feel like you've matured over the weekend.
I'm drinking mimosas, Megan. I'm a new woman.
I'm classy.
I'm classy AF. I did something else with sourdough that I was very impressed by, but I don't remember now.
I'm sure I would have been wowed.
Tonight, I made stromboli with my own pizza dough from sourdough discard.
Why do I think stromboli is pasta?
Stromboli is like, it's like a big calzone without the sauce inside.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've made those before for us.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Was it good?
Yeah. Beat Pillsbury. Don't sue unless Pillsbury wants to advertise with us. In which case, I could learn from Pillsbury.
I really wish sourdough was like a company, because as much as you talk about it, we could definitely be working for them.
I thought you were going to say, I really wish we had a sourdough podcast. And I thought, girl, I'm right here with you. This is it now.
Yeah, I think that would just be you. I think you just need to start your sister podcast about sourdough.
That's right. No.
Sisterly sourdough.
No.
I don't know. That sounds very much like you have more than one sister wife happening.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm,
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, I'm not about that life for me. It's not my personal. No judgment, but it's just not for me. It's a no for me.
That's surprising.
Well,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You still get the husband who then feels very controlling. The husbands feel like more awful in that situation.
Which is
like
weird.
If it was just like have a sister wife.
Without the husband?
Yeah.
I think that's called being a lesbian.
That's great.
We always just try to figure out a way. We're always trying to figure out a way.
It's just that the men in those sister wife relationship really feel so powerful.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you know who's fucking this chicken? It's not you. Like, get out of here. Ugh. So, anyways, I am reading a very scary book right now.
Ooh, what is it?
It has made me go several times.
That's always, they should write that on like the cover of the book.
Yes, audible gasp.
This book will make you audibly gasp at least 107 times.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's very spooky.
What's the name of it?
It's called Nestling. Or nestlings.
I don't know why I don't like that, but I don't.
You wouldn't like the cover either. Like I don't even like opening it to like press play because it's a creepy image. But it is like the slowest build.
Here we are. We're listening to the book.
Megan, I'm not doing this every time with you.
Nah, I think we're gonna.
It is rude.
So anyway, it's good.
Just because I'm using a different sense. I'm listening instead of using my eyes. I'm still intaking the book.
Listen,
any librarian, you ask Stephanie, she'd agree with me.
Okay, I don't know. Here's my thing. Are you going to let me talk?
No.
My thing is, my little fifth grade self, if I could go back in time and tell that Megan, hey, listen, girl, don't even worry about learning how to read. Because I was struggling, even in fifth grade, to learn how to read. I could have said, don't worry about learning how to read. Just put on your audio cassette. I would have been smooth sailing through the rest of my. It just irks me a little bit.
It is still a skill because you can. I promise you can listen to a book and your brain will go everywhere. But if you are a reader, you focus on the words. I know everything that's happening. I can visualize it. Just as if I was reading it on paper.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
feisty
called
about
listening
this.
to a story. I hear you.
But you don't read me, apparently. I am feisty because you're not the only person in my life who tries to argue with me about this. And then I talk to beautiful women like Stephanie. And
hold on. Did you just somehow call me like an ugly woman?
No.
And then I listen to beautiful women.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to think of the actual librarian. Oh, I know. It was Debbie's new girlfriend. I'm not going to out her because I don't know if they're public in their relationship, but her new girlfriend.
Okay.
I said something about, oh yeah, well actually I'm listening to it because my husband makes fun of me when I say I read it. And she was like, well, fuck him, you're reading it. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah, she also seems like a feminist. I'm just saying.
Yes.
And so
Is
am
that
I.
a bad thing?
No, it's not. I'm just saying maybe that was her angle. Like if you had said your sister or another female.
No.
Do I really care? I
Exactly.
don't care. If you want to believe that you're reading.
I think we got to cancel this podcast. You're making me so mad.
Okay, so let's switch gears. I do want to hear that story that you're
I don't want to tell you anymore.
I'm excited to hear about it. But also, did you start The Devil's Hour?
No, because I
told you to.
I know.
You've been so
There's
busy.
a lot going on right now. Love is Blind just came back. I've got to watch that for a while.
MG, Love is Blind. You've got to start it.
My brain is very preoccupied with a scary story. And so I have to ease into bedtime with not a scary story. I can't watch two scary things.
Well, let me tell you, anybody else who wants to start this show, let me just say it is creepy and it is really good. It's on Prime. At first I thought, I don't know. What if I think this might be a little cheesy or a little corny? But the more I get into it, the more, well, I'm already done with the first season, but the more I'm thinking like this, I've never thought of this concept or this theory.
Yeah.
Like as far as reincarnation or anything out there. It's something totally different.
Oh.
It has to do with kind of a different time things and things like that, but it is creepy.
Okay.
And there's a creepy kid in it that will definitely keep you up at night.
Oh.
So, and he is in the show a whole lot. So anyway, it is really good. And I was hoping that you had watched it so that we could talk about whether or not that could be an actual thing.
Okay. I'll watch it by next time we record.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give you homework.
I'm at least going to start it.
Okay.
Because I do want to watch it. I really do.
Yeah, it's good.
But 3 more episodes of Love is Blind just came out today.
Well, priorities for sure. And when I say it's really good, I also have fallen asleep in it more. I mean, I just cannot not fall asleep. It's like I have all of a sudden narcolepsy. We'll start the show. It's really good. I'm like really into it. Finally, James and I both were on the same page. Like, ooh, it's really good. And then we've had to restart and it's all me. He's like, you want to go back and watch it again? I'm like, yeah, please. Thank you. It's like, you slept through the second half. I'm like, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting old.
Yeah, that's rough.
You know,
I've found myself doing that more and more here lately. And it's weird because I used to, I don't like to miss out on things. So usually I'm the last to sleep.
Yeah, finally, I'm just giving up on it. I'm like, I guess I'm just missing out on life.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. Oh, Kevin and I started watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Have you heard about this?
Oh, I remember the original with Angelina Jolie.
It is not like the Angelina Jolie Brad Pitt movie at all.
Okay. There's spies, though?
Yeah, but like...
So it's just like that?
No. That one's kind of like kitschy and like whatever. Okay. This is like, first of all, like better, cooler actors.
Okay.
For whatever. And they meet, like they haven't met. They get married like through this program as like you're undercover, you're married. It's like a legal marriage, but they've never met before this.
Right. I think that's the same exact premise.
No, in that movie they loved each other and they didn't realize the other one was a spy and then they were destined to kill each other or something like that. Okay. I don't remember. But this show, everybody, like I'm hearing other podcasts talking about it. I'm hearing friends. I went to book club and they're like, oh, it's really good. Y'all need to start watching this. It's weird. It's so weird. And I've made Kevin watch it with me and he's such a good sport because I'm sitting there, we're watching this one scene and I'm like, I go, what are we watching? He was like, I have no idea. I have no idea. And I'm like, it's so odd. Everybody says it's so good. Oh,
now I definitely want to watch it.
It's weird.
I always got to whenever I hear something like this, I'm like, which side will I fall on?
Yeah.
Will I fall on your side or like the side that's like, it's so weird, or the side where everybody loves it?
Yeah. It's not weird enough that I don't want to keep watching. Like I want to see what's going to happen. But it's weird. The first episode, I was bored. The first episode, I thought, I'm going to fall asleep in this one because...
Oh, well, then I definitely will fall asleep in it.
Yeah, nothing happens. I'm not going to say what happens, but something does happen at the very end. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. This is going to be like a fun, exciting show. But then it's weird. It's a weird show. Okay. Anyways, that's all I got to say about that one.
Okay, well, now you have me intrigued.
Yeah, it's got is his name Donald Glover?
You're asking me?
Real good looking.
Like when I think, who am I thinking? Glover, Donnie.
Yeah, you're thinking of Danny Glover.
Danny Glover,
which is what always
also
makes it.
He's
a very good looking man.
Yeah, I mean, even in his older age, I was like,
I think more so in his older age,
right?
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Sign me up for some old Danny Glover. Is he still around? I say that like I'm going to call him up. Is he still around? I bet he'd be into me now.
Oh man. Yeah,
man.
I always get him confused because the names are so similar, but I think it's Donald Glover, and he's hot. And he's a singer.
So is Danny.
No. I know. Okay. But I'm like saying, He's good looking. He's fun to watch. And it's got the girl who was in, or the woman who was in Pin 15, that stupid middle school show, but it was funny.
You loved it. I never watched it.
I loved it for a while. It got a little weird, but it was funny. But she was such a nerd in that show, and now she's like a hot spy. It's really weird. But she's still kind of weird and funny.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, that's my kind of recommendation. The book is the real one.
All I'm taking from this is I want to go watch Danny Glover in something again.
Yeah, that's good.
I now want to see, like, what was he in with them?
The Lethal Weapon movies?
Yeah, I want to go watch Lethal Weapon.
Getting too old for this
Mel.
shit.
Yes, I loved him in those. I always thought he was funnier and hotter than Mel Gibson.
Oh, for sure. Mel Gibson had a weird mullet.
Oh, yeah.
So it was weird enough that in the 80s, I thought, that's a weird mullet.
It's a little much.
It's a lot.
Well,
it's like a Farrah Fawcett version of a mullet.
Like you could imagine, in order for him to get it to look like that, he had to have a rolling brush and a blow dryer. And then all of a sudden, things don't get so hot when you picture him getting ready in the morning.
Right. He's not rolling out of bed, and that mullet is like frocked. Is that what you call it?
Nothing like a frocked mullet to get me going. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anyways, Danny Glover, we love you.
There's our title, Frocked Mullet.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. I'm super excited.
Me too.
We have not heard from Amy in a long time.
Amy, our Reiki, my very first Reiki massage.
Hello, sisters, longtime listener and lover of the pod, and finally had a moment to plop down and write my story.
Yes.
I think I told Megan I would submit a story back when this first started. I'm a procrastinator. What can I say?
Same.
Oh, Amy, I love you. I miss you, Amy. We need to get together in real life. The uninvited party guest. About 24 years ago, my husband, our daughter, then 6, and I bought our current home. It had been on the market for quite some time, and the couple that had been selling it had to move to Florida urgently, so the house was already empty. We assumed it sat vacant because the listing gave incorrect directions, but I now wonder if it was because of something else.
Oh.
Unbeknownst to me, there was an agreement made between my daughter, my husband, and our best friend who lived nearby and was always at our house to not tell me about our paranormal housemate.
Oh.
But it all started to unfold at our daughter's 7th birthday party. Picture it in my best Sophia Petrilla voice. Louisville. It's a cold Saturday in January 2002. The ground is covered in snow because we had our winter back then.
Because we had our winter back then.
Because we had winter back then.
Oh, got it. Because
meaning we don't
warming.
have.
Wow,
Yeah.
womp, womp.
I know. So sad. Way to bring the room down, Amy. It's not funny.
No. Sometimes you got to laugh so you don't cry.
Amen to that. And I am running around the house entertaining our guests, both my parents, our best friends, and friends of our daughters. At that time, our basement was finished, and we had a family room down there, pre-flood, and that's where we threw all the kids. We had video games, board games, and toys galore in the basement, and that is where the kiddos were all playing. I remember 3 different people coming up to me at some point asking if that was my grandmother in the basement. I blew it off, thinking my mother may have been going back and forth between the upstairs and downstairs living room.
And my mom looks old.
Yeah. Poor mom. And the basement family room where all the kids were. It wasn't until our best friend stopped me and asked, "Who is the old lady in the basement?"
She's like, damn, it's my mom.
Leave her alone.
She's lived a good life.
Man, yeah, right? I never really got an answer that evening, and with all the cleanup, it honestly slipped my mind. But I always felt like I was being watched in my home.
Oh, so there was not an old lady that had been invited.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, so, and I don't think her mom was old enough to be that old lady down there.
Yeah, that's spooky.
That is spooky. Fast forward to 2008. It was the year that we had the windstorm in Louisville. Not sure if you ladies remember this. Oh, yes.
Yep, I was very pregnant.
Yep. Were you in Louisville then?
No, and but we had it in
Owensboro too. Well, I remember the windstorm because I don't watch the news, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I just got up and went to school, and I got there, and the parking lot was empty. And I'm like,
yeah.
What the hell is going on? Where is everybody? I was so confused. I was like, what is happening right now? Went up to the door, tried to get in. There's nobody there. I'm like, for real, what is happening? Like,
Yeah.
is it Saturday? And then I called my friend Tracy. She was like, yeah, the wind, like, did you sleep through the windstorm? I'm like, I guess I did. I had no idea. It was like the apocalypse had happened and nobody let me know.
Oh, that's funny.
And then I went to the quarry and had a great quarry day. It was a beautiful day the next day.
Oh, that's the best.
And I took a picture with a toboggan and a sled, and I said, this is the best snow day ever.
Oh, now listen, everybody in Canada who just listened to that thinks you just said a sled and a sled.
Really?
Yeah, I called one of those winter hats a toboggan, and Kevin was like, what the hell are you talking about? He was like, a toboggan is a sled. I'm like, ooh, but it's also a hat. And he was like, no, it's not. It's a sled.
Yes, it is. It's
No, I'm telling
absolutely
you.
a toboggan.
Canadians, sound off.
Well, if it's not a toboggan, what's it called? You just said like a little hat. What else is it called? Other than
It's a winter hat. I don't know.
a winter
beanie?
hat. A beanie? No, a beanie is like on the top of your head with a little spinner.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know, but they
There's
don't
no
call them
other word.
toboggans.
Oh, well, they do here. So that's what I'm saying. Oh, I sound like one of those people like, well, we do here. So that's going to be the right
Here in
word.
America,
In
we call them a
America,
toboggan.
It's the right word. It's the only word we use. That is not how I am. For the record, anybody listening, no. Not sure if you ladies remember this, but I was one of the many who went without power for almost a week. Fortunately, the weather was nice enough that we could open our windows, and though we were without power, it wasn't all that bad. Until it was evening, and I was going into the kitchen for whatever reason. We had no power, of course, and the sun was getting ready to set. There was still light coming in through the kitchen windows, so I could still see and not need a flashlight. In front of my kitchen sink was a cloudy outline and an image of an old woman.
Oh.
She had short gray hair and a long gown and faintly disappeared as I stood in the doorway.
Oh, my
My
gosh.
heart was pounding, my stomach clenched, and I gasped. There's a freaking ghost in my damn kitchen, y'all. No, it was not the way the light was hitting anything. It was a ghost.
Oh, my gosh.
I changed her sentence there because I'm pretty sure she meant it was a ghost, but it definitely says I was a ghost. I immediately turned around to go find my husband to share my news and to let him know that we may also have to move to a new home. He did not look at the least bit shocked when I broke the news. He tells me to sit down and then proceeds to tell me that yes, he knows that we have a ghost and that he has also seen her quite often,
Ooh.
as well as some of her friends. Oh my goodness.
What?
So like more than one.
I'm only picturing the Golden Girls now, all of them now, because we started with Sophia.
Oh, that'd be great.
And I was like, oh, you saw little Sophia? And now her friends are there? Are they eating cheesecake? What's happening?
Right? I'd love it. Those would be the best guests.
It'll be so much fun to be haunted by the Golden Girls.
And ghosts. I said best guests. I meant ghosts. But sure. My mind, of course, goes back to the mysterious grandma in the basement. For the record, Megan, my mother does not look like an old lady. She looks like, hey, Erin was the one. Why are you yelling at me, Amy?
Because you would debunk it by saying they were talking about your old mom.
I know, but okay, Amy, for the record, for your record and the record that you just threw out there, Erin was the one that was calling your mom old.
No, the party people. Actually, kind of you, Amy, because you were like, oh, I guess we're talking about my mom.
Yeah, it's Amy. You're the one for the record, Amy.
Amy, go look in a mirror. It was all you.
Oh, gosh. For the record, Megan, my mother does not look like an old lady. She looks exactly like me, which you definitely don't look
You
like
do
an
not
old
look
lady.
old.
Amy.
You're hot.
She is very
Not that
hot.
you can't be old and hot, but you don't. You're just hot.
Yeah, Amy, you look young and hot, except she has longer dark hair. Now, my rule for the paranormal is that I don't want to see ghosts and I don't want to be in the same room with them.
Oh,
But, I mean,
that's a lot of rules,
that is, I don't know that they're going to follow them.
right? No.
Right. If they do exist, I don't think that they're going to go by that rule. But what I have learned over the years, because I am very sensitive to energy, is that I have control over the situation
Oh.
and I can tell them to leave if I get uncomfortable. So
Nice.
here I am living with this ghost. She is pleasant and plays pranks. You may find your beer bottle moved from the table and balancing on the kitchen sink, the silver ledge that splits the sink from the dirty to the dry.
Oh, dang.
Uh-huh. You will hear movement in the basement that makes our dogs bark. The family room is long gone and our daughter has moved out. Her favorite game is to hide our things. I have a jewelry tree on my dresser. I take my wedding band off at bedtime and hang it on the same branch every night. I have done this for years and years. One morning, as I was getting ready for work, I noticed my ring was missing. I searched under the dresser, the nightstand, and the bed, and no ring was found. Not wanting to tell my husband that my wedding band was missing, I continued to search for my ring for the next several days, searching in my car, in the bed.
I've been there.
Oh, it's the worst. In the bathroom, etc. Finally, one night, as we were going to bed, I admitted that my ring was gone and that I had looked everywhere. His reply was, I bet our friend hid it from you. My response was, well, I would like it back. I kid you not, the next night, as I went to bed, I pulled the covers back, and sitting in the center of my pillow was my band.
Oh, wow.
We were both in shock. She plays this game with us a lot. She hides something, we ask for it back, and the next day it appears in a random location.
That's so nice. I mean, it's kind of sucks on the front end.
Right,
right.
right.
She brings it back.
Right, but then if you bring it back. Some place that you cannot miss, but also a place that you would never put said item. Hence, a full beer bottle in the center of the sink. She is not as active as she used to be. Oh, I feel like she's getting old.
Oh.
old and then old again. Now and then I will see her in the hallway peeking in while I do my homework in my office or just lay in bed and watch TV. She hasn't moved any of our items lately, at least nothing I use daily. The last time she took something, it was my tweezers, only to be found on the bedroom windowsill. Oh. So, Megan, for clarification, there have been no Sasquatch sightings in my area. That's totally what I was going to go with. Amy.
Oh, man.
I know that I don't have a squatter because there is no place for them to hide. My husband uses the basement daily. That's where my husband's recording studio is. Oh. I don't have an attic per se, but it's more like a tiny space filled with insulation and you cannot stand up. I have pretty good vision. I am not stressed out to the point of losing my mind. I don't have a fireplace.
I love this.
I don't have a fireplace or anything that would create a smoky mist in my home. The only animals I have in my home are one cat, 2 German shepherds, and a husband. None of the animals can take human form, and I know my husband is not pulling a long con because his stuff turns up missing too. I'm just saying, Amy. That's how you know it's a true con.
Okay.
Anyway, also, did I mention that I saw her too, laughing out loud?
Yeah, and she disappeared in front of your face. Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm. I think those are most of Megan's go-tos.
You forgot cute. Flying squirrel.
That's what I was going to go with next.
Oh.
So, what have you got for me, girlie? I am so happy that you ladies are back. Once again, my drives into work are filled with laughter. Oh. Hope this makes sense. I was exhausted when I wrote it. Hey, I'm exhausted when I read it. So it's great. We're doing good. Preferred pronouns, she, her. Oh, Amy, I love you so much. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you just really threw some options out there and then took them right off of the table.
That's how you write in you can't debunk this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could have been sleepwalking and saw and dreamt that image.
Okay. Was everyone at that party sleepwalking? Multiple people came up to her.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say about the party. That's kind of an easy one to debunk. A party, Well, yeah, a party, there's multiple people there.
I think that's the coolest part of that story is that so many different people were like, who's that old lady? She was like, I am here for this. Like, I'm at this party. I want you to see me. It
also could have been like their neighbor that lives down the street happened to have their great aunt visiting, didn't know what to do. So like, come on, I'll just bring her. I don't want her to be a buzzkill. Just go down in the basement, hang out down there. I'll come and get you. And then didn't happen to tell Amy that they brought their aunt that maybe wasn't so much fun.
That's
and
so
people
mean
were
to put
asking
a little
her.
Old lady in a basement.
It's mean,
with all
but
the kids.
People have done way worse.
No. Nope.
So it could have been just an extra party guest that Amy did not know about. And then that coincidence of an extra party guest. And then later on, we have a sleepwalking dream. We see an old lady standing at the kitchen sink.
Okay, sleepwalking dream. Her husband has seen the ghost.
No, she never says that her husband saw the ghost. She says that our
not
husband.
Not at all surprised.
He wasn't. our husband. Sorry. Remember that Sister Wives deal,
Wife,
Amy? Come on now. I've met her husband. He's actually very funny.
Oh.
And yeah, he's a great musician, very funny. But I'm already taken and I don't need another sister wife. And I bet he doesn't want one and neither does Amy. So here we go. Sorry, boundaries. Anyway.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, right. What are boundaries? So anywho, I would say that it was some sort of like sleepwalking, something happening in the middle of a dream. And then I don't think it ever said that her husband necessarily saw this actual person, but they had felt things being moved around and it assumed.
I think it said, I don't think that's right. I think everybody was aware of the ghost and they were like, let's just not tell Amy.
Amy says they were aware of the ghost, but not necessarily that they saw her as well.
Okay. Whatever. We all know the truth.
Yeah. And then things being moved around. I mean, even like when she said the windowsill, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like, I do that all the time. Live with James Mattingly and you will be on the hunt looking for things that he knows. I know I put this here. I know my belt was here. I'm like, okay. I mean, like he says it with such confidence and he's so angry. And then I go and look where I know it probably is. Like the second or third place he would have put it. And then he's like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I did. And so.
Unless you're being haunted and you're gaslighting your husband.
No, I don't think that's the case. I'm not. I nor the ghost are the gaslighters in the house. That's all I'm going to say. So no, it definitely is not that. But we move things. We will take things off that we normally don't do. And then we lose that second. I mean, like sometimes your brain is on autopilot and you just put down those tweezers. Like all of a sudden you're like looking outside, you see something interesting, you're plucking those, whatever. You got a little chin hair. I'm going to get that right there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hear something out the window. I'm going to go over there and look out the window. I go and I look out the window and then I'm like, another train of thought happens. I happen to put those tweezers down. I don't even remember going to that window.
The beer's in a weird spot. A full beer. Why would you put a full beer down there?
I mean, you're drinking beer. So I don't think you're like,
why are you putting down full beer?
You've had a little one too many. And so then you put that beer down. You went to go pour it out. You like couldn't quite make it there. Put it right there. People put things in weird places all the time.
Whatever.
But I love you, Amy.
Didn't the husband say that he had seen the old lady and her friends?
He said, we've known about the little old lady and her friends.
So how did he know it was an old lady? He never said it to Amy.
No, we've known about our guest, our housemate.
No. I don't care. I don't care.
I know you don't. I'm just saying, neither do I.
I'm less fired up than I was about the reading.
Oh, good. Thank goodness. I didn't know if we were going to get through that last time. That was like hot and heavy there for a minute.
It's just it wasn't hot and heavy. That's a weird way to describe that.
Well, I mean, hot and heavy.
I wasn't turned on. I was pissed off.
No, I didn't mean it like that. Well, what's the term for that? It was, I don't know. There needs to be a term. You know what I thought the other day? There needs to be a term for like when kids are like on the verge of getting in trouble. Because you know what I say in my mind? You're about to fuck around and find out.
Oh, yeah.
And one of these days, that is going to slip out of my mouth. And I am not in the right role to lose a job over that.
I think the nice way to say that is you're walking a very thin line right now. Or you're on thin ice.
On thin ice. But, you know, sometimes they look at you like, what? It just doesn't have the same
I'm on
punches.
The ground.
Right, exactly. They take things way too literal.
Yeah.
But also, it just doesn't have the same punch. Because in my mind... Yeah. And here lately, I'm like, you're about to fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
That I'm meaning what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't. I hold it back. And I think all the time, I need a saying for kids that packs that same punch.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how I got there, but there it is.
Well, thank you so much, Amy, for sending your story in.
Yes. Thank you, Amy. And I miss you.
And I'm so sorry you have a old lady ghost. Excuse me. But it sounds like she's kind of cool.
Sure.
And she makes me think of Sophia. Okay, so I'm going to read a story from Haley Marie. And Haley, I don't know if she goes by both names. Haley Marie posted this in one kind of spooky group I'm in. I don't remember if it was True Ghost Stories or Spooky Moms or something.
Okay.
But she posted it, and then I sent her a message. I was like, hey, I just read your story.
Mm-hmm.
Can I read it?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, yes, and I've got a ton.
Oh.
I said, well, good. Listen to us, and then let me know if we can read more.
Oh my gosh, the pressure is on.
I know. Everybody behave.
Haley, I'm normally a lot funnier than I am tonight.
She's not really not. She's about the same.
That's true. That is true, Haley.
Okay.
No cap. I learned that.
Oh, man. I said that the other day in front of 5th graders, and it blew their mind. One of them went, cap, and I looked at him and I said, no cap. And he went, do you know what that means? I was like, yes, I know what that means.
Well, we had a first grader try to explain.
It means no lie for all of you who don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then we had a big debate. Does cap mean no lie, or does no cap mean no lie?
Cap is a lie. No cap. I'm not lying.
Okay, well, this little first grader was like telling us this little story, and he said cap, like it was truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, but no. Well, anyway, we had this whole big debate. And we had the media there at our school. And it was so funny because they were like setting up. And so they're like involved in this whole thing. So now they're all turned. They're like, now, wait a second. No cap. And so we had like this whole debate of like 5 adults and this little first grader trying to teach us what cap and no cap meant. Cap is like,
I'm telling the truth. No cap. I'm not lying.
Well, then, yeah, that's the same thing. That's the exact same thing. I'm not lying and the truth are the same thing.
Oh, yeah, I guess that you're right.
Thank you. So this was the whole thing that we kept talking about with this little first grader.
I think you should have said no cap.
Right. And so we're like,
sorry.
We're talking it all out with him. And he's like trying to teach us. And finally, then he goes, well, now I don't even know what it means now. And we all laughed so hard. I was like, so sorry, buddy. You had it on lock. I'm like, is that a thing? And then I was like, we're not even going to go into that.
There's some guy on TikTok right now who says he's like a substitute for middle schools.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, I go all around the county and I'm like kind of a regular. So I know most of the kids at these middle schools. He said, my new thing is I just make up words that feel like things that millennials, or not millennials, Gen Z would say. And then I pretend like that's what everybody's saying. And then they're like, what does that mean? And he's like, you don't know what that means? Like he'll be like, pebbles. I mean, they're like little, they're small. It's no big deal. I'm like, oh, hey, thanks for doing that. Man, it's pebbles. Don't worry about it. And they're like, what does pebbles mean?
It's going to start sticking.
I know. Or like he said, Turk his favorite movie when he was a kid was Tarzan, and Turk was the best friend. So he's like, so now anybody who's your friend, I'm like, oh yeah, they're total a Turk. They're Turk. Like that's Turk tier right there. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you don't know? Like nobody's saying that.
Cute.
That's what they're saying in high school. You just don't know.
I love it. That's cute.
Okay. So I'm going to read this story from Haley Marie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot
we're
we were
still
doing
working.
something. Okay. Oh, hey, Haley. Welcome. Hey. Oh, be professional, Erin. She's new.
Be professional, Erin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get your shit together, girl.
Okay. All right. Okay. This happened when me and my brother were younger, but to this day, I still have no clue what it was, and I'm curious if anyone has any ideas what it could have been. But me and my little brother shared a bed as kids. We were both afraid of the dark, so we slept with the door open and the TV on. My uncle was being a dick that night and turned the TV off and shut the door, leaving us in the dark. We sat there for a few minutes, and we both stopped talking. Nope.
Wait, was he being a dick or was he just being like a supervising adult? Sorry, asking as a mom. It's time to go to bed. We're going to turn all these lights and TVs off and go to bed. Sorry, I don't know how old you are, Haley. I'm just saying I'm an old lady.
Okay. We sat there for a few minutes and we both stopped talking because we noticed 2 glowing red eyes in the closet.
Hold on. Who's the story like? This is like, we've heard this before.
We have heard a story like this before.
I mean, not like this story, but
Right.
One of our regulars, and I can't think of who it is.
I don't know.
Glowing red. It's Charlie. Charlie's story is very similar to this.
Oh, okay. Well, I tapped him and asked him, are you seeing this? And he said he saw them too.
Ew.
They kept getting closer till they stopped at the foot of the bed. And it looked like whatever it was laid down on the floor at the foot of the bed.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's awful.
Mm-mm.
Now, mind you, our bed was 2 mattresses laying in the middle of the floor, a few feet away from any wall. Well, me and my brother got curious if it left or not. So we both agreed to peek over the foot of the bed where the thing had laid down.
I would have loved to hear that little conversation.
I know.
Wouldn't that be the cutest conversation?
Right.
Should we look? Do you want to look?
I don't want to look, but we
I don't
gotta
want to
look.
Well, let's look together.
Yeah. So we both agreed to peek over the foot of the bed where the thing had laid down when we saw the eyes. Within a split second of seeing the eyes again, the mattress flew across the floor.
What?
Till the wall stopped it. We both ran out of the room horrified, and even my grandmother heard the mattress hit the wall from her bedroom.
Like the mattress that they were on?
But I think they were like leaned up, like they got down to look to see if
that
it was
helps
there.
me. Okay.
Still to this day, we have no clue what we saw. Any ideas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Already you have an
what
idea?
What are your ideas? Let's go with you first.
That it was a demon monster?
Like, how does your mind go demon monster?
Did you not hear glowing red eyes that slowly crept closer to their bed?
Did you not hear a little transformer toy or robotic toy that was still turned on that they forgot about? That
Are you not picturing big?
No, I wasn't picturing big. I was picturing like at the closet so they could see it coming kind of towards them.
It gets to the bed and then it lays down like
and
a
then
dog
it goes,
or like a goat.
Yeah. So what I'm picturing is like, I'm picturing like, even if, like let's say a foot off the bed, like off the floor, and it's coming towards the bed, they still see it, and then it just goes down. So it's like a little robotic thing, and it's like a transformer, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to, whatever, and it goes down. They don't realize that it lights up at night, or they don't realize that it's even what it is, like because it's nighttime and it's dark and they're kids.
Okay.
But they see these two red lights and automatically it's something scary. It goes down. The mattress is
I wish
them.
you'd quit saying it goes down because I'm.
We don't know how old Haley is. Don't joke like that.
Well, she's an adult now.
Well, do we know?
Yes.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm just saying, it's very salty about the supervising adult turning off the lights. I'm like, I don't think that's being a dick. I just think that's being a responsible parent.
maybe he was being a dick for other things as well.
Maybe.
And that was just the last straw.
Well, throw those in there because I'd like to know. I need to know the whole story here. If I'm going to judge, I'm going to judge with all of the facts. Anyway, the whole mattress, they're now leaned over the bed. And so the mattress has got that tilt and the mattress flies up against the bed with them on it. It's tilted. Yep. See, there it is. There's that sigh of, damn it. That is a good debunk.
I don't
get it often. So when I get it, I'll take it.
I don't hate your mattress theory. But I'm really picturing something higher up and then like looming over their bed.
Oh, good grief. That big?
Yes.
She did not say that big. She didn't say it was that tall or big. It was just saw two lights from the like from across the way.
Even if that were the case, even if it was a toy, why is your toy doing that? That's creepy. Don't do that.
Well, that's what toys do. They move. They've got battery. They're battery operated.
They shouldn't, unless somebody tells you to do it.
I
don't like it.
Well, there it is. It was a pretty damn good debunk. So
it wasn't your worst debunk, but it also, I still think it was a demon.
Well, of course you do.
Okay,
but I still can't believe you do. Like I can't believe
you
that
don't.
Makes more sense to you than like something happening.
I think even if it was a toy, it was a ghost making the toy do that.
Yeah. I don't see how your brain goes there.
Well,
anyway,
this is why we have a podcast together.
That is true. If we thought, then there would be no back and forth. It'd be pretty boring. Like, wow. The end.
I mean, a lot of podcasts do that, and they are successful, but this is fun.
Okay, well, ours is better.
Okay. Unless you're one of those people who want to listen, want to join up.
I say challenge accepted. Man, I am a little feisty tonight.
Yeah, I started it, and I transferred it to you.
You sure did. I was very, very calm before I got in here.
Before you go on to fan favorite, I've got a little podcast news for you.
Okay.
So this is actually a little bit for everybody because we've switched. We are no longer on Anchor. We are professional. We are paying for a podcast Offrey was here, she'd tell me what it's called. A podcast
Broadcaster
platform? No, there's a word for it that I always
more than a platform.
Every time she says it, I'm like, oh, that's what that's called. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, we're now on Podbean.
Okay, there we go. I don't know what that means, but there we go.
We support them and love them. And we switched over the day our last episode came out, which was probably not a good idea to do that the day it came out, but whatever. It's what I did.
Okay.
And I think it's worked out fine. But because like all the stats are brand new because it's a whole new platform, I was like, well, I'm just going to go see who's listening. And we have either 10 people who kind of like us or one person who really likes us.
Okay, where?
In Bulgaria.
Shut your mouth.
We had 10 downloads in Bulgaria on the second day of having Podbean. So, Bulgarian listener.
That's so exciting. Hello.
Hello.
Tell us who you are.
Tell us everything about you.
Everything. I want to know your mom's name, your dad's name. I want to know everybody.
Your name. Do you have middle names? What is
your favorite food?
Yeah. What do you eat? What is your daily life like?
Yes.
And how did you hear about us?
That's awesome.
And do you have a ghost story?
Oh, a Bulgarian
ghost
story. Let's hear it.
I was shocked.
That's
and so
awesome.
excited.
Or cryptid. Like, what are the cryptids like in Bulgaria?
Yes. What are some Bulgarian cryptids?
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing.
I don't either. Don't ask me where it is on a map. I'll tell you that much. You could also tell me that, though. I'll take that geography lesson.
Yeah, don't ask us anything, but tell us everything.
I mean, you could ask us about ourselves, but not like knowledge.
Yeah. I just thought, how cool is that? I got to share it.
Yes, that is so exciting. Well, welcome. Whoever you are.
Yes. And thanks, Podbean, for being our new platform. Our new
Podbean.
That
sounds so dirty. Does it sound dirty?
Well, sounds a little dirty. It sounds a little dirty.
That's all I can think.
Okay, but now moving on to your fan favorite.
Okay, here we go. Tonight's fan favorite is the lovely Kendra. And
all right.
she is, I've only met Kendra once, but I feel like I've known Kendra for years because she's one of James's best friends from childhood.
Oh, fun.
So she came to one of our derby parties. It was a long time ago, but she lives out in Austin, or she did a while ago, and she would plug us out there in Austin.
That's awesome. Thank you.
It is awesome, and we definitely appreciate it. But I wanted to also share that, like, right after our mom passed, which was not funny. I didn't mean to laugh at that moment, but she sent like this very heartfelt, very loving message, and it was so sweet. And then, of course, I thanked her, and everything. And then she said, but I'd also like to share something that might make you laugh. And of course, at the time, I'm like, oh, that's nice, but I don't really feel like laughing. And maybe you think I'm going to laugh.
Yeah.
No. By the end of it, I was like crying, laughing. So I'm like, okay, just go for it. And she was like, I heard a noise in the chimney. I ignored it. It got louder. I opened the flue thinking it was a cat or a squirrel. Nope. And then she sends a picture. And Erin, look at this picture. It's like a duck, a mallard, but with a red head.
Oh my gosh.
In her fireplace.
Oh my gosh.
Just like sitting there. Like, could you imagine? You go downstairs. She goes, it's a fucking duck, a full duck. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. She goes, we did the adult thing and created a bread trail like Hansel and Gretel. And I said, what in the world? And she sends me play-by-play pictures.
Oh my gosh. You wouldn't just pick up that duck?
Well, I don't think they could get it coaxed out. They couldn't get it out to come out.
Oh, funny.
So let's try to get it out. She says, my boyfriend forgot ducks can fly and tried to just pick it up. I get slapped in the face by a flying duck. And she's got pictures of it flying towards her her boyfriend.
My gosh.
It ends up on the TV for an hour because they're like afraid to touch it because it keeps flying around. They don't want it to bang into walls until it chases me into the kitchen and I hide in the pantry armed with a broom. And finally, after an hour, it flew bravely off into the night. Worst blind date ever. I hope to never see that duck again. And I'm just laughing so hard. And I said, I just read all of this to James and we're cracking up. And he said, what the duck? She said, it really ruffled my feathers. I said, you and James have jokes for days, but this one could have ducked out a little more quickly, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And then she says, this duck was massive. This is an 80-inch TV. Can you see it from there? Look how big it is sitting on top of that TV. It is huge.
Yeah. That's a big old duck.
Look at that duck. It's huge. Could you imagine that in your house?
Wow.
And then James said, that's ducked up. She said, big ass duck. I now just sit in front of the fireplace waiting for something less innocent than a duck to come down. I said, that is a huge duck. She says, I really lost a lot of faith in my boyfriend after I got feather bitched slapped. And he said, I forgot they could fly. Like, bitch, how do you think it got on the roof? Waddled up? So at this point, I'm laughing so hard and I needed that good laugh.
Yeah.
And she said, I laughed later. At the time, I was just like, you fucking idiot. Of course they can fly.
Ducking idiot.
Yeah, you ducking idiot. My boyfriend works for NASA and forgot that ducks could fly.
Well,
we are all doomed.
NASA also once sent that astronaut up with 100 tampons for a 3-day space trip.
What are you talking about? Tell me more about that.
There was a female astronaut who had to go on like a 3-day mission.
But wait a second. What mission in outer space is 3 days long?
I don't know. They were sending her somewhere it was not long.
Is that like light years?
Maybe it was a week. I don't remember.
Okay.
But they were like, are you going to get your period? And she was like, I don't think so. And they were like, well, what if you do? We're going to send you the tampons. Would 100 be enough? 100 tampons.
Well, I'm guessing NASA is a male dominated.
100 tampons. I think about that's my Roman Empire. I think about that all the time.
That's my Roman Empire.
Tampons for a short visit where she was like, I don't even think I'm getting my period this time.
Well, better safe than sorry. And maybe they were thinking, who knows what outer space will do to you, your women parts.
Well, they also forget that ducks fly. So
right. There's that. NASA, boy, here we go. And then she said, did the nope face, like this is my literal face. I do hope this made you laugh and made your night better.
Aww.
And so then she kept sending me pictures and we just laughed and had a great time. So I thought, I just need to thank Kendra publicly because, moments like that, there's plenty of people that we need to thank for sure, but she really delivered and made that evening. And that was in the thick of it. So thank you so much, Kendra. And then also thank you for spreading our name out there. She put us on like her Murder We Know group that she's on and all those things. Yeah. So she said, nothing to plug, and I love that the duck story will bring others joy.
Aww.
We recently had a cat that snuck into our garage. Where do they live? In our garage that eluded capture for a week. So just good vibes that animals will stop terrorizing me. So Kendra, thank you.
Yes.
And thank you to all of the people out there who still continue to be so supportive.
Yes, and make us smile every day.
Absolutely.
We are so grateful. Did that sound... we are so grateful.
No, it sounded...
We are so grateful. That's how I heard it in my brain.
Grateful.
We're grateful. We are so grateful. Gosh, I've been bitchier than I mean to be. I didn't mean it. I meant it legitimately.
It's hard. It's hard not to be.
Anyways, okay. If you all would like to support our podcast, you can go to myskepticalsister.com where you can find out where to write in. You can find out about our P.O. box, which we have renewed. Oh, look at us. You can also find out how to become a Patreon from our website or go to patreon.com and search up our name, where $3 a month will get you bonus content weekly. It gets you our Am I the Asshole episode. It gets you our bonus bloopers, which is going to be pretty stacked for March. I'm just letting y'all know. And it will also get you a sticker and a magnet. And then $5 a month gets you all that, plus our movie night, which is the third Thursday of the month. And you can write in directly at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. You can rate, review, subscribe. I know a lot of you all who are just like always trying to do the best for us, which is so amazing.
So amazing.
I have listened on Spotify because we like really push Spotify. But now we're on Podbean, bitches. So you can listen wherever you want to listen. Mm-hmm. We're not loyal to anybody now, but you all.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, you can listen wherever, and I think it all counts there. So
nice.
Rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends, get stories, all that jazz. And
all that jazz.
you know what? It's been a hot minute since we've even gotten a review. So if you haven't reviewed.
Yeah, hot minute like
June or something.
Yeah, like last year.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So
Right.
get on there and be like, hey.
I mean, I think people are giving like 5 stars. I do see that number go
Yeah.
up.
Oh, that's nice.
But, take a minute to write something.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you
yeah, we
got? What
love
else you
it.
got to do?
If you're like, oh, I could write this really long story, or I could write a little quick review. Do both.
Yeah,
But start with a
please.
review.
Sure. We'll
Get
take
us up
it.
there. Or do one or the other. How
Yeah.
about that?
Gosh, Erin, we're so bossy
We're
tonight.
so bossy. Sorry. All right. Do something for us is what I'm saying. And
Just
we love
anything.
you.
Be like Kendra. Get a duck in your house and send us pictures of it.
Oh,
At
my-
least.
for
That's the
duck's
least you
sake.
could do. For duck's sake.
All right. We love you guys.
Dova Stain.
La 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 la.
Welcome to my skeptical.
Oh, let's try that one again.
That was horrible.
Don't make me pee on your couch.
Oh,
Okay.
All right. Well, talk to Charlie.
Okay.
Get us some crab. What's happening with that crab?
What is happening with that? Also, it sounds like every time we say crab, we're
Yeah.
saying crap. So
Yeah.
when I said, I'm sure hoping to get a lot of crap in our, I listened to that. I was like, oh man, Charlie must have listened to them and like, I don't send them crap.
No, they
them,
send the
I
best
send them
boxes.
bourbon cherries and wine
I
and
know.
whatever. We'll take some more of that crap though.
Yeah, those candles. Mine's finally gone and it smelled so good.
I know, it really was the best. But no, Charlie, we were saying crab. We would
Crab.
like some more of that
'Cause
crab.
you talked about that crab and then it
Yeah, it's just like
New Year came and went.
Your mother passed away. I guess I won't send that crab. Hell no, that's when we needed the most.
That's when we need crab.
It's the only thing that can get us through.
It's comfort crab. Oh my
Poor
gosh.
Charlie. She's like, I just didn't want to bother you all about what kind of crab, what kind of, because she has to ask a lot of questions for that
Yeah.
box. So I get it, but you were wrong.
Oh my gosh.
I can only do that with Charlie. Charlie will laugh. Okay.